Welcome back to Big Movie Mouth Off. We're here reviewing more movies at Groovy Cinema Pub. I'm Jeff Weiss with MSN Entertainment.
And I'm Jimmy Martin with Slug Magazine. You can find the Big Movie Mouth Off on Xfinity Channel 6 and also on their on-demand system, Utah On Demand, Salt Lake Alternative. I think it says SL Alternative. It means Salt Lake. Find us there, tons of reviews, anything you want, it's there.
Mm-hmm. New, old, things on DVD, things in theaters. I think it's very useful. This week we're reviewing The Master, the newest film from P.T. Anderson. He of Magnolia, Boogie Nights, and There Will Be Blood fame. This is a story about, well, there's two central characters really to this film. The title character is a charismatic cult leader of sorts, played by Philip Seymour Hoffman, who has started his new, I hesitate to call it a religion, it's a series of philosophical beliefs.
He would hesitate to call it a cult.
He would hesitate to call it a cult. The newest member is a burned out alcoholic ex-Navyman played by Joaquin Phoenix.
The word alcoholic doesn't even describe.
Yeah, this guy likes to make his own hooch. From photo developers.
and missiles.
Yes.
And torpedoes.
Let that sink in for a minute.
It's really there.
There will be people on the outside who will not understand the condition you men have. Now, upon your shoulders rests the responsibility of a post-war world.
And smile.
You can start a business, filling station, grocery, or hardware store. Get a few acres of land and raise some chickens.
You have a break coming?
10 minutes?
If the average civilian had been through the same stresses that you have been through, undoubtedly, they too would have developed the same nervous
You
condition.
must understand. You want to get the lady back. How'd I get down here?
You're acting aggressive because you drank too much alcohol.
What do you do?
I am a writer, a doctor, a nuclear physicist, a theoretical philosopher. But above all, I am a man, just like you.
He's been writing all night. You seem to inspire something in him.
What we will do now will urge you toward existence within a group, society, or family.
Good science, by definition, allows for more than one opinion. Otherwise, you merely have the will of one man, which is the basis of cult.
And this is where we are at. To have to explain ourselves. For what? The only way to defend ourselves is to attack.
You know you should wake up, Val. Your father's speaking. You might learn something. He's making all this up as he goes along. You don't see that?
By the way, let me quickly digress. I talked when we discussed the words about Jeremy Irons being one of those actors that you forget how good he is until he shows up. Wow, Joaquin Phoenix.
Did you get him a welcome back card? Because I wanted to get him one signed.
I would like to give him a welcome back card.
Welcome back.
Just as live wire a character as you could ever feel in a film. You don't know what he's gonna do next.
Yeah, well, as an actor, you know, he went through this whole phase of I quit, and then he made this ridiculous documentary, you know, I'm Still Here, and you just kind of were like, God, please just come back.
Yes.
Just come on back. You know, I understand if you were stressed, but come on back.
Yep.
Always come back.
Yeah.
I mean,
and wow, he is just...
In the first 10 minutes, you're like, this guy is a complete jackass.
Yep.
It's almost like you love to hate him. You know what I mean? Like, he's not a good person by any means.
But I would characterize it in a different way. It's not that you love to hate him. You love to watch what he will do to ruin his life next.
And it's always at the bottom of a bottle.
Yeah, it's so... if the film were just that, it would be brilliant, but it's not.
I'd be crying too much.
It's contrasted with Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, who's also oddly self-destructive in some different ways.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a charlatan. He's rung up some financial bills, and now the piper has come calling.
But monologues from both.
Yes.
I mean, there's a brilliant, and I use that word very, I'd say an interrogation scene or questioning scene, where I have never seen these two actors go at it in that kind of way in a long time, and my mouth was on the floor watching these two guys go for it.
Absolutely. By the way, I think this film is going to give awards voters a hard time. as they try to decide if they are both lead actors,
I was gonna
if
say the
one of them
exact
is
same
lead
thing.
and one of them is supporting.
I don't
because
think you can.
I don't either. I think they're both lead actors, and wow, they will blow your mind. By the way, the much discussed Scientology aspects of the film,
To never say,
it's never said.
it's always lurking around the corner.
Yeah,
You know, is this Scientology or not?
It's actually called The Cause.
Yeah.
There are those aspects. You will see some parallels in here, but it is
a
never
lot of
specifically
parallels.
discussed, and it is not about that. That is not what the film is about.
No.
It is about the self-destructive nature of these two characters and
Yeah.
what they can possibly do to either redeem the other or further drive him down into a hole.
You know, and as we talk about these two guys, you know, whether who's the best lead actor or, you know, if they are both lead actors, I don't want to forget Amy Adams in this role, in this film, because she plays Philip Seymour Hoffman's wife, and she is just as good as they are.
You know who else I think is really good in support? Laura Dern in a very, very brief role.
See, that's like, it's gonna be, I could almost see, it's one of those like supporting roles where she could get nominated and win it, and you probably would clock the amount of time she's on screen.
Like
and it's like
10 minutes?
or if that, you
Yeah,
know.
another Judi Dench.
It's just,
But
but P.T. Anderson has such a grip on this film.
absolutely, and the way he coaxes these performances out of these, you know what? I almost feel like there are no outtakes with Joaquin Phoenix's character because the stuff he just does is.
It almost seems as scripted and well directed as is improv, and it's
Yes.
just, but it just meshes so well together
And
that it's just, like I said, brilliant.
a
It's
raw,
crazy.
exposed nerve that they keep jabbing.
I think my only concern with this film is as much as he's got the grip on the acting and even like the set designs and even just there's so many like almost tracking shots that are going on. P.T. Anderson is amazing with tracking shots.
Absolutely.
But story-wise itself kind of gets a little bizarre towards the end.
Right.
Kind of loses its footing. Doesn't ruin it by any means, but it doesn't have that, you know, finishing kind of closer that you kind of want, you know.
Not out of a P.T. Anderson film. This does not close as strongly as, say, Magnolia.
See, yeah, Magnolia, I'd almost say that this film has a similar problem, still a great film as There Will Be Blood.
Right.
Where it's like, I mean, and God, talk about the performances in that film. P.T. Anderson knows how to direct actors and pull out, you know, award-winning performances. But, you know, he can lose, maybe he loses focus on the story part of it, maybe. But I mean, I almost could not care. Because I could watch those guys act for hours.
And I could not. Flaws in story, regardless. For those two performances, for those 4 performances, 4 stars.
Yeah, I'm right behind you. There's no way I'll be shocked if this film doesn't show up in a lot of categories.
Absolutely.
Direction, writing, and
Cinematography.
Oh yeah, cinematography for sure. But I will be concerned, you know, to see who
The lead lose.
are they going to split the decision, give it to both of them? I'd almost say only because I think he's in it longer as Joaquin Phoenix, because
As
there
lead.
are probably about 20-30 minute segments where Philip Seymour Hoffman hasn't been introduced yet, or it kind of disappears a little bit. So I think that's the only reason he would get lead and Philip's getting supporting. But one way or the other, it's going to be a fight. So, and if this is kind of the start of the award season,
Well, we're in for something good.
bring it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, that'll do it for this episode of Big Movie Mouth Off. The Master, there you have it, and we'll review some more films for you at the Movies Cinema Pub. Check it.
Wayne.